Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Terul Amin, and from this video, I want to discuss about my essay that I make for academic English. So I made the topic is about the cultural hegemony in the age of social media for understanding intergenerational disconnection in Indonesia. Okay, maybe we can just start. Uh, the first one is I want to explain the background of this essay. So, as we know, the social media is a dominant source of information for Indonesian youth. The data from YouGov in 2025, so it's most recent data, cite that 60% of social media users in Indonesia are Gen Z. That's so how much dominant of youth in social media. And the problem comes is when the global digital platform like TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, it's largely or very much shaped by Western narrative. So that means they has really huge impact to influence the local people, especially the youth. And this rise of Western narrative, of course, make the question about cultural influence and cultural tension can actually clash because the older generation doesn't use social media as much as Indonesian, sorry, as youth people in Indonesia. And I make this essay we using theoretical framework from uh, media imperialism for understanding how Western dominant global culture actually influence the local culture in social media, and then also the cultural hegemony, which is the dominance of Western narrative can actually shape how local Indonesian, especially young people, get influenced about that Western culture uh, through consent, not force. That means their values like internalized and normalized in everyday life. And the core problem is the difference of value from the both, which is Western and local Indonesian. And we can see in here the Western value usually emphasize individualism and freedom of expression. That's mean many of them actually more individual in a way that they make decision more about themselves. And it's also freedom of expression in the way that they're more free to express whatever they want to talk about. And for for comparison with Indonesian or local Indonesian value, they are more communal harmony and then respect and hierarchy. And we can see this actually in the recent case of school discipline incident in Lebak Garansi where the school discipline kepala sekolah actually slapped the one of the student that actually caught smoking. And because of that incident, uh, their friends or the other student in that school actually boycott that school. They don't want to actually come to school before capsec dilengsarkan. So that means actually they think they actually the one who right because maybe they think the school discipline should not actually slap them. If you actually analyze this behavior about the student, we can maybe say that the decision of boycott itself actually comes from freedom of expression that comes from Western value. Because if you ask the older generation about that decision, they might be say, "Oh, that's actually uh, something that makes sense, a decision that try to make because they actually grow up in the world where they don't have this freedom of expression about life. They actually see the teacher as a someone who has to be respect or hierarchical, as I mentioned in here before, respect and hierarchical in the teacher, different from the freedom of expression in the West. So I would say actually this kind of decision it's maybe influenced directly or indirectly by the content they actually try to watch from social media and influence them about how value actually the best for them. And from this perspective, we can actually see the tension of the younger generation value that's shaped by the Western narrative and the local value that's still in older people because they don't actually get access in social media. So this kind of tension, I think, actually the one of the best example that can explain how the cultural hegemony from the Western narrative have impact to everyday life of the disconnection between the younger generation with the older generation. And the continuance I want to actually discuss, if that's actually the example that we already see, how or what actually the challenge in integrating both perspective, because both perspective is actually important. For example, before that we can actually see in here cultural is not a fixed entity and it's constantly evolving from Herzkovitz 1955. So what I'm trying to discuss in here is traditional value. It's maintain social cohesion because they have historical background and moral foundation that happen through generation and generation for 100 or maybe 1,000 years, right? So that's actually very important about how they see the world with this older or traditional value. In the other hand, the youth generation actually bring the critical thinking and global perspective. So this both of how we see the world, how we value things, I think it's very important, and it just which how we can actually integrating them. And this is what I think the best is if we can resonate these new ideas that we learn from social media with local values. What I'm saying is how do we actually integrating them with how we interpret this Western value with the foundation of local value. Only by that we can actually make the best way to integrating them so we can grow with both value can coexist together. That's my framework of what led me to the conclusion of this essay.